24/25 Kensington Garden Square, right here in central London. It was right here in this building that I lived for 4 years. Every time I come back here and come back to this neighbourhood, it brings back all these flashbacks and memories of how I used to live, and it seems like yesterday. It seems like I never left, to be honest. When I'm walking around these streets, it is a bizarre feeling, and it makes me like kind of thoughtful and makes me think about how my life was here, and it does actually make me miss London, this great amazing city, and want to come back and live here. And who knows, maybe that'll happen one day. But anyway, welcome to today's episode of the vlog. Welcome to another episode of Challenge Shaun from right here in central London. So for the people who know that I spend a lot of time in London and knew that I used to live here and stuff, I get a lot of questions about life in London, traveling to London. And I guess one of the most common questions people ask me about the life in London is how much does it cost to live here? How much does it cost to stay and travel here? And I always find that like a bizarre, difficult question to answer. It shouldn't be difficult because, as I say, I lived here, right here in this street in central London for quite a lot of years, working in the city of London. But I always struggle to answer about how much it costs to live here, which is weird. So I thought in today's episode I would answer that. And today's episode actually kickstarts a month-long journey, a month-long tour of Europe, which I will get into later and tell you all about. But for now, London, the price and cost of living in London, the price of traveling here for a day. So here's what I thought I would do. I arrived here last night, late last night from Edinburgh. I'm only staying here 24 hours. I thought I'd spend today going through my normal routine in London and weighing everything up, the costs, and then we can find out exactly how much it's going to cost you guys per day to live in London. I'm not going to be living here particularly expensively. I'm not going to be living here particularly cheaply either. But we are on a bit of a budget because we're on a European tour for a month. So it should give you a good idea of how much it will cost to live in London when you're not going to be spending a lot of money. So hopefully you'll find that interesting and useful if you come to London. And it's early in the morning, so I'm going to start off with getting some breakfast. So I thought I'd start off quite easy. I would be going to a supermarket and get some pastries and going to a cafe and get some coffee, because I'm going to be going out for dinner today, which is going to be expensive. People in London just eat out a lot. Londoners do like to eat out a lot, and that does add up. But it's all part of the London experience, and if you guys come here, no doubt you will be wanting to eat out as well. So I'll give you a bit of a kind of mixed and rounded view of what it costs to stay here per day. And I'm also going to show you our accommodation, which is budget, not going to lie, and tell you about the prices and all that kind of stuff and add it all into the mix. It is one of the most popular tourist destinations in the world, one of the greatest cities to come and visit. London, United Kingdom. Where's the Queen? Got the coffee to start the day. Gonna head back into the apartment that we're staying in, which is right around the corner from where we used to live, on a street called Inverness Terrace, which I've just arrived on right now. Inverness Terrace, I wonder if that has any connection to Scotland. It must do. But anyway, I'm going to head back into the apartment now, give you a wee bit of a tour around and tell you about the place we're staying, and then I'm going to get myself all sorted out and head back out into the streets. Alright guys, one important thing when you come to London is accommodation, right? And when I come to London, I come as a couple, so we tend to like to have at least a studio flat type of space. Ideally, we would like to stay in a hotel with breakfast and all that kind of stuff, but it's very expensive in London. And if you're on a budget when you're traveling, that's generally out of the question. Hotels in London, very expensive. You can rent studio flats that are come together in like hotel type of locations on places like Airbnb, and that's exactly what we've done. And the price, and I can tell you this from experience, is always between £70 and about £120 per night. You will struggle to get it any cheaper than that in central London. Anywhere in central London, like where we are now, that is going to be the price. And we managed to get a bit of a bargain with this one. So this was £70 for the night, about as cheap as you'll get, to be honest, for a studio flat. And I want to show you what it's like. And by the way, we've stayed at a lot of these types of places in central London. They're all about the same quality as this one, sometimes even a bit worse. And if you're going to pay that money, which seems like a lot, 70 to £100 a night, if that was in any other city, you would get a decent place. But for that money here, it's quite basic. So let me give you a tour. And also don't get too carried away with photos that you see online of these types of places, because they're never always as they seem. There's the front door. Our working space table, which is already a mess. Double bed. Kitchen. I mean, it's fine. It's fine for two people for a night. It's not that bad. And then through there's actually a bathroom as well. I mean, it is fine. It's not the end of the world staying in here. It's not bad at all. It's a lot of money to pay for this. And I should say in London, during the summer, throughout the summer, it is very hot. Especially in old brick buildings like this. It stays hot. We are up on the 4th floor, and by the way, there are usually no elevators in these types of places, so we had to lug 4 massive suitcases up those stairs. And like, these types of places tend to be quite tatty. Like, the blind there's all broken. We've had to open the window full the whole time to get some air in here. And like, being central London is just very noisy, always. So that is a downside. If you are a couple and you want a place where you can both stay together and not break the bank, this is probably going to be your cheapest option in central London. We do have this fan for company, which doesn't work that well, to be honest. If we were just on a short trip, we might have actually paid to stay in a hotel, but this trip we're doing is part of a month away, so we didn't want to spend too much money in our trip to London as well, so that's why we're pretty much staying in places like this. But I know the places we're going to be staying in Europe, because they're a lot cheaper cities, there will be better quality. So you got to weigh it up, like, what would you be willing to pay a night to stay in London? If it is less than £100, you're probably looking at this. Right, so I'd come out of the house thinking I was going to get some lunch, but to be honest with you, I'm feeling a wee bit full after having all of those pastries from the supermarket. Like, it's lunchtime now and it's getting beyond lunchtime and I'm not feeling like eating anything, so I don't think I'll have any lunch today. I'm going to leave it, but you could imagine in London, if you decided to have lunch, it would set you back £3 or £4 at least for a sandwich. More than that if it was in a cafe, and a lot more than that if you had some kind of restaurant food. But people don't really have breakfast, a full lunch and dinner every single day when they travel anyway. And the thing is, I'm going out tonight for a big party, which I'll tell you about. So I think I'm going to save my energy for then, when we'll also have a wee bit of an expensive dinner as well. So I'm going to go and do some leisure activities right here in London for the next few hours. And what I'm going to do is go for a bit of a cycle. That's one of the best things to do here in London, is to get these hire bikes and away you go. Cycling around London is honestly one of my favourite ways to get around the city, and so cheap. £2 for 24 hours to hire the bike, that is pretty awesome. And you can go around a lot of the city, like a lot of the streets and roads, you can just get around by bike, or even here in the park. I've come down to Hyde Park to chill out for a bit. One of my favourite spots, and really, really close to where we're staying as well, so good shout for a few hours. If you've watched this vlog for a long time, you might remember about a year ago, in fact over a year ago, I went on a trip to the United States of America with the US Embassy in London, and one of the guys on that trip was John Loughton, and I met him here in London first time ever. Even though he lives in Edinburgh, the same place as me, we met at the US Embassy here in London for the first ever time. He's having a birthday party here in London tonight, so got ourselves dressed up. We're going to have some dinner, we're going to dance a bit, we're going to have some drinks, and I will of course be taking note of the accounts as we go. We're on the bus now, we made it onto the bus. We've got an hour to go to get to East London. It is hot and sweaty. Wow, London does not give up with this heat. These walls here are absolutely insane, check that out. So much colour, that is really, really cool. Actually, this place, Shoreditch, has featured in the vlog a couple of times. I was here when I met Gordon from Scott Street Style. I was here in the vlog a couple of other times as well. Anyway, we're in Shoreditch. It's all nice and painted on the walls and very cool and hipster, but so it's currently midnight. Party's over. Really, really, really good food in that place. Really good food. Good beers. But we're flying tomorrow. We've got a lot we need to do, so I'm not staying up anymore. We're going home, or we're going to sleep. I'm going to pick up this vlog today with you guys tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 2 of this London special episode of the vlog. So as you saw yesterday, the cost of living in London for a day, just over £100, 120, 130. It's probably going to be about right if you're on a budget trip. I don't think you could do it in a lot less than 120, 130, especially if you're like a couple. If you're a single person and you don't mind like staying a little bit rougher, you could stay in a hostel and share a room with lots of people, or you could couch surf. That is another way to do it, and you'll be able to stay in London significantly cheaper than what we did. But that is like not going to work for couples, to be honest with you. It's really hard to do that. But yeah, that was it. Now we are heading this morning off to Luton Airport because our month-long travel adventure begins here. This is the first day of our travels, and today we're heading off to Lisbon. Lisbon's been on this vlog like a lot of times before. It's an awesome place. I really love Lisbon. One of my favourite capital cities in Europe. One of the cheapest capital cities in Europe as well, which is good. And we're going to be staying there for a couple of weeks. And I'm going to be doing lots of Challenge Shaun episodes from Lisbon as well. So make sure you get your challenges in down below in the comments for Lisbon, specifically for Lisbon. I want your ideas. Tekka's best friend Juliana lives in Lisbon. Our parents are coming as well to spend a couple of weeks there, and then we are going off on a European tour after a couple of weeks. But I'll tell you all about that in later episodes. Adventure everything. Can't wait. Okay, so we have arrived here in Lisboa, Portugal. And what am I doing here? Well, I'm in Portugal for the next couple of weeks on a bit of a tour. The actual reason we're here is because Tekka's parents from Brazil are coming here in a few days' time from now, and we're going to meet them, and we're going to basically spend a couple of weeks with them here, and then we're going to be doing a bit of a tour of Europe to places that I've never been before. During our trip in Portugal, we're going to go and visit Madeira for a couple of days. Never been to Madeira. Then we're also going off to Croatia. Never ever been to Croatia before. I'm very excited about that. We're going to Vienna, we're going to Prague, and we're going to Berlin as well. So quite a European tour. There will be a lot of vlogs coming up that are going to be quite exciting. So thanks for all the support. I really appreciate it. I'm tired now. It is 2 in the morning. We arrived at 11. We went out quickly to get some dinner. We're pretty knackered now, exhausted. Time for bed. Until the next adventure. I hope you have a good night, morning, evening, afternoon, or whatever time of day it is wherever you are in the world. Take care.